My girlfriend slept with her ex because she assumed I'd do it first, so I walked out cold. My girlfriend ended our 8-year relationship for the dumbest reason imaginable. She decided I was out of her league, so she wanted to hurt me before I could ever hurt her. We started dating in high school when she was 17 and I was 18, and she asked me out first. From day one, she'd say things like, "I can't believe you're with me, and you're way too good for me." At first, it felt kind of sweet, but after years, it started to feel like a warning she kept repeating. I told her all the time that I loved her, and I wasn't going anywhere. She'd smile and say she knew, but she never really acted like she believed it. On paper, our life looked solid and stable enough. After college, I got an IT job making about $55K, and she got a marketing job around $48K. 2 years ago, we bought a small house together. It wasn't fancy, but it was ours, with squeaky stairs and a tiny kitchen where we argued about paint colors. We were talking about marriage a lot. I had already talked to her dad, and he told me he was happy to have me in the family. On my lunch breaks, I'd look at ring reviews and compare prices like it was a secret mission. She didn't know how close I was, but she still kept asking if I'd ever leave her for someone better. We'd scroll rings at night, and I'd save money in the same boring envelope in my sock drawer. Sometimes she'd point at a ring and then say, half joking, that I probably had other girls lined up. I always shut that down. I'm not a player, and my life is boring. I've got the same 5 guy friends from childhood, no close female friends, and I don't go out without her. Twice a week, I'd hit the gym with my buddies after work, then come home, shower, and eat dinner. I post pictures of us on Instagram, and yes, random women DM me sometimes. I ignore it, or I say I have a girlfriend, or I block them. That's it. She was the opposite. She went out with her girlfriends most weekends, and came home late, sometimes around 3 a.m. I never made it a thing because I trusted her, and I liked that she had her own life. Last Tuesday, I had a brutal leg workout with my friends, and I was wiped out. After the gym, my friend Noah asked if we wanted to go to his place, play games, and order pizza. It sounded harmless, so at 9:47 p.m., I texted my girlfriend that I was staying at Noah's, and I sent my location. She read it and didn't reply. That wasn't unusual, so I didn't panic. I fell asleep on Noah's couch with a hoodie as a blanket and set my alarm for 4:45 a.m. because I had work early. At 4:30 a.m., I heard our front door open. My stomach flipped, even though I wasn't home, and I knew that made no sense. I checked my phone anyway, like that would fix anything, and then I just stared at the dark ceiling. When I got home after work that morning, she was already awake and acting normal, almost too normal. I asked why she was out so late. She shrugged and said she lost track of time, and they were having fun. Her voice sounded flat, and she wouldn't look at me for more than a second. I had to rush out, so I kissed her forehead and told myself I was overthinking it. But all day at work, I kept replaying her face and that weird pause before she answered. At 2 p.m., she texted me 4 words. "We need to talk." My chest went cold. I told her I couldn't leave until 6 and asked if someone was hurt. She only said, "Please come home." The drive back felt way too long, and I didn't even turn on music. When I walked in, she was sitting on the couch with her hands over her mouth, shaking. She was crying so hard her shoulders were bouncing. For a second, I thought someone had died, and I asked if her family was okay. She looked at me with this guilty, broken face and said she was with Eric. Eric was her high school ex from before we dated, a guy she barely talked about. I just stood there waiting for her to say it was a joke or a misunderstanding. She didn't. I asked why. She said because I was out of her league, and she was sure I had done it to her at least once. She said she wanted to get it over with first. It didn't even sound like anger. It sounded like she was explaining a plan she'd been holding on to for years. I told her I never did anything to her, but my voice came out quiet and shaky. She grabbed my arm and kept saying she was sorry over and over. I pulled away, grabbed my keys off the counter, and walked to the door. She followed me crying and saying she was scared I'd leave her and scared I'd find someone better. I didn't argue because there was nothing to argue with. I stepped outside, shut the door behind me, and sat in my car with my hands on the wheel. I stared at the house we bought together and the life we were about to start. The ring was still hidden in my sock drawer inside that house, and I couldn't even picture giving it to her.